We are going to be talking about future packaging trends in smart logistics. So we talked a bit earlier, Dr. Mike gave me an example of how foodstuffs are coming from around the world into Saudi, meats coming from Brazil, fruits coming from South America. And how do we use future packaging developments to make sure that all those imports arrive and they are fresh and nice for you to eat and shop. So we'll be looking at smart logistics, IoT sensors and real-time packaging. And we have with us today Mr. Mohammed Karim Saeed, who's a partner at B2G Consulting, if you could come up to the stage. And we have Mr. Shanvaz Mohammed, the CTO at Ajax Logistics. Please come up to the stage and join us. Thank you. Are you putting your phone on silent? I forgot to do that earlier myself. So thank you very much. If we could start the session, if you could just give us a minute about who you are, introduce yourself to the audience and your involvement in the industry. We'll start with you. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, I'm a bit not, let's say, prepared. I just traveled from Dammam, 4 hours drive, so I need to breathe a little bit. But thank you very much for having me. I'm Karim Saeed. I am a partner at B2G Consulting. So we are a global boutique consulting firm dealing in specialist in supply chain, strategy, and operational excellence. And the reason why I just came from Dammam, it's because we're working with a lot as partners to deliver one of their manufacturing unit with the TKE, the elevators. So whilst our colleague here will introduce himself, I'll take a time to take a breather. Thank you.
Mr. Shanvaz, if you could introduce yourself, please.
Good evening all. Assalamu alaikum. Myself is Shanvaz Mohammed. I'm Chief Technology Officer at Ajax Logistics. Ajax Logistics is a proprietor of Ajalan Brothers and also a partner with DHL Express. We deal with e-commerce, logistics, the full mile, and as well as the dry and cold shipments, and also deal with warehousing. Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, over to you first, Mr. Mohammed. Could you just, what are the critical planning packaging challenges identified by your consultancy in today's logistics value chain? So you could be talking about a local company going from a farm into Riyadh, or you could be talking about something coming from the other side of the world.
Well, the challenges are, what we have identified are threefold. So
sorry, could you be close to the microphone? Thank you.
We have three types of challenges. So balancing cost, we have sustainability, and product protection. So packaging represent 10 to 15% of the supply chain cost. Yet most of the organizations today do not have the visibility nor the design, the packaging design that is needed for automation. So what happened is the consequences are you have increased transportation and logistics cost, you have product wastage, and you have non-compliance. So the pressure is on also getting with the norms. So every day, every month, it seems to have a new environmental regulations that we have to deal with. So those are the main challenges that drive today the smart packaging activities or initiatives across all segments of the industries. Whether you can take life sciences, you can take perishables, or any consumables. So this is what so far we have identified for both sides, logistics sides and the customer sides.
Thank you. So in terms of air transport or air logistics, and then obviously shipping logistics, and then trucks, lorries. There could be delays, there could be bad weather, there could be hold up in customs and all those kinds of things. Is that part of the challenges that you look at as well? Is in, kind of the human, the weather, those kinds of environmental externalities?
Look, especially in Saudi Arabia or the Middle East itself, smart packaging technology, IoT sensors, RFID tags, or location devices, they provide real-time data for, especially for temperature-controlled goods. What that leads to? That leads to revisiting the way transportations is looked into as a priority, because 15 to 20%, I was looking at the data, 15 to 20% of temperature controlled goods are wasted globally.
Wow.
This data driven packaging will enable faster action if there is a temperature issue, faster execution. It will allow also compliance and avoid perishables. So this data-driven smart packaging is not only the way forward, but has become a necessity. I'm from France. We have never experienced 44 degrees in June. My wife sent me a picture. Today we had 44 degrees. So we are not prepared in homes or in transportation to absorb or deal with such type of weather changes. So that's the reason why the focus should be not only on packaging, but looking at the overall ecosystem, on how we take into consideration environmental changes and climate change.
Thank you. And Mr. Shanvaz, when we talk about intelligent packaging, could you just give us a bit more on that? And, how is that playing into the AI-driven automation? What is that process? So we're not just talking about going from a warehouse in Riyadh to a supermarket. We're talking about, let's say, for example, a big pharmaceutical manufacturer bringing stuff from the tropical jungles of Brazil to a manufacturing plant in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, real-time tracking basically.
Sorry, could you be much closer to the microphone? Thank
Can you hear me
you.
now?
Yeah.
The real-time tracking actually fundamentally shifts the logistics from reactive to proactive. Yes. And traditionally what happening is in the logistic industry, basically they come to know any problems once the shipment is arrived if you don't have smart packaging. With the smart packagings like GPS, RFID and IoT sensors into the packages, the logistic industries can we can track the complete history of the shipment with actual real-time data, so that they can take any actions immediately before any issue occurs, right? With respect to the pharmaceuticals, if you see, the temperature variations are very important, because if any vaccine is transported or medical medicines are transported, the vaccine can be prone to the temperature issues, and also the stability of the medicine may be spoiled. So to overcome this with the smart packaging, this will allow immediate alerts when there is environmental variations happens, so that the respective team can take proactive actions, which will avoid the damage to the shipments. And also with respect to the food, right, where the freshness of the food has to be maintained and avoid the spoilage, and also avoid any kind of environmental mixture, right? So that to avoid this with the kind of humidity sensors as well as the temperature sensors, which will monitor the complete shipments quality throughout the journey. And any issue happens, they can take immediately proactive measurements so that the food will be not spoiled. You know.
And what about the reliability of this technology, IoT sensors in, for example, a container that has foodstuffs in it that's coming from somewhere else in the world? I mean, these technologies work all the time, 100%, or is there room for, are there problems with the technology sometimes?
There will be some problems with respect to the stability of the device itself and also the interconnectivity, where there is no GPS connections are there, where the connection loss happens. If the issue happens during that time, it is very difficult to identify. It will be come to know once the network connectivity is connected back, and also with respect to the battery life, right? If you have the temperature control sensor put inside the boxes where there is no direct power connections, if the battery life is gone, then there is also a problem with these devices. To overcome these, there will be two kind of solutions, like complete container level IoT sensors as well as the packaging level, so that either one of them will be connected automatically. Even the driver who, the pilot who playing the plane, as well as the driver who driving the vehicle, they will also have the notification internally, even they disconnected with the outside world.
Okay, thank you. And, in terms of e-commerce and last mile delivery, reliability is obviously very important. What's the end user satisfaction rates like? I mean, do you have an idea of how end users look at the last mile and using this intelligent packaging? Do they even realize it's happening?
Yeah, if you see food deliveries, right, where you are delivering the food, which shows you the live tracking when my food is going to arrive, right? So it gives you more satisfactory saying that my food is going to arrive in 10 minutes, next 20 minutes. And also with respect to, if you don't, there are two phases to it. If you, most of the industries don't adopt the smart technology, smart packaging technologies, because of they look for the hardware cost, because they are not cheap. So basically the smart packaging, they have to look for use cases like which gives a more return stream, something like pharmaceuticals, cold chain logistics, high value goods, right? So with these cases, when the product is more secure and then it is returned to the customers, the way it is being packed in the manufacturing companies, right? So along with supportive data and then real-time tracking on their systems, this will give more satisfactory to the end users. With respect to the satisfaction level, as this IoTs and smart packaging is started recently, not very old, so the percentage are not aware what is the satisfaction level on the industry level. But with respect to the Ajax, they have around 90% of the satisfaction level.
Thank you.
90.
Mr. When it comes to assessment, who's benefiting from packaging automation and digitization, automation, sorry?
So well, the benefits, both benefits. The greater value is where the supply chain is connected, because you have the logistics provider who can reduce labor cost by up to 30%, but they can also increase the throughput from 20 to 40%. So in essence, what happens, they optimize their logistics, they optimize their transportation, but on the other hand, the end user gets high quality product, on-time delivery, faster delivery. So in essence, both are winners, but the big win is the customer experience, from the product inception all the way through to delivery. So that's where we see, when we do the assessment of benefits, it's on both sides, but more so on, especially in today's world, is the customer experience in its entirety. This is what we focus on.
So obviously with something like pharmaceuticals, it's about effectiveness of the treatment.
Yes.
With food, it would be about the quality of the food product. So how is that measured exactly?
Look, if you take the entire product life cycle, measurement is not only on time delivery, but you take the end-to-end supply chain. We cannot just segregate one segment of it, transportation, but we need to look at where the product is coming from, how is it manufactured, where it is going, whatever the industries, the perishable goods, pharmaceutical, the FMCG. The measure is the customer satisfaction. Measure is customer experience. Measure is labor cost reduction. Measure is the tracking. Measure is the waste management. These are the parameters that we see as success factors, because today wastage is not really considered as a key primary factor. We have projects here in Riyadh, actually, with a retailer. So we are looking at the wastage, off-shelf availability, inventory management, but not only in one narrow view of it, but looking into the entire supply chain, looking into the entire source to pay from a product perspective. So these are the key measures that we are focusing into with our company to drive accountability and ownership with the new concepts that are coming into it, embedded into their strategy.
So, for example, when some goods are in a cold storm being loaded into a truck and then everything falls over, gets reloaded, and then there's wastage on the other end. Yes. That's kind of what you're looking at, plus the wastage in the actual retailer themselves.
What we've done recently, we've done 3D simulations. 3D simulation for warehouses. We've done 3D simulations with inventory. What is the optimal shelving, picking and packing, and routes for the products. So that's what we do to enable the client to see where the loopholes are, where the shortcomings are, and where we can optimize from the outset, from the warehouse, from pick, packing, and transportation. So we do this in the outset, and then we add those now, the new technologies that we have, the new packaging, new technologies, and we advise on their operational excellence.
So is that what they call a digital twin, the simulation idea of that?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Mr. Shamvaz, in your Ajax's daily operations, how important is the smart packaging? Are you seeing a lot more of that? Or is it just, the kind of standard packaging that you're dealing with in your operations?
In the e-commerce side, there are lots of small packages, right?
Sorry, a bit louder, please.
There are lots of thousands of, maybe say, I can say per day around 30,000 shipments, a small package majorly, right? But with respect to pharmaceuticals and with respect to the temperature control, if you see, they are not that much. They are in number of hundreds.
Thank you. I think we've got a couple of minutes. Oh no, we've got a couple of seconds left. So, Ms. Mohammed, what would you say is going to be the next development in the kind of smart logistics, packaging chain over the next 5 years? What would you say is going to advise our audience here that they should look out for?
Look, I'm very happy to see this audience. Actually, we have all our local host here, and what I said too, if you want to succeed in Saudi Arabia, you have to become a Saudi. Coming back to your question, is Saudi Arabia is going to invest approximately 1 trillion SAR to accomplish the Vision 2030 ambitions not only on transport but also on logistics. So this is not going to be a shift from it's going to be a shift from manufacturing growth to real-time data operations. So the sectors that are going to come into play are effectively the hubs, the new hubs that Saudi Arabia, the kingdom, is building, because this is going to have an emphasis on local content. Local content, local production, this is what we are participating in with a lot. And I think all the youngsters here, the possibility to not only just focus on the packaging, but looking at Vision 2030 in its entirety for transport and logistics. And because the kingdom is going to be undoubtedly become the leading example for transport and logistics globally,
And
because of the
manufacturing.
investment and manufacturing.
Yeah.
But they are shifting from a manufacturing growth only to real-time data operations. So that's the beauty of it. It's not only looking at AI. So I would encourage all of our audience here not just to look at AI in a single lens, but looking at it from a wider perspective, and how can those new jobs or new opportunities can leverage what they're learning today. But logistics and transportation, the kingdom is doing a lot of efforts for it. And I think this is the time now to get on the train.
Thank you. Okay, and I think we've drawn to the close of that session. Can you give our participants a big hand? And thank you for being here and attending today. Can you come to the middle of the stage for a photograph, please?